Try not to move. You'll only make it worse.
Oi! You handy, course you are. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not?
Chocobos.
You heard me right. And not just any. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest...
Chocobos.
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only... Oh, go on, then. There's a good...
Where can I find...
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? And don't worry.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of... Speaking of brave, but... Looks like they went that way. These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
We got you cornered, Fat. You didn't think you'd been bad for business.
Not around here, though.
Oh.
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her.
Piss off.
All right, then. You're safe now. White Hart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting... Oh, and the whole flock!
Thankfully, they did.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped... No, I dare say, she reckon our feathered friend must have learned... Bird like her would have cost a princely sum.
Well,
Oh, no, sorry, I didn't mean to
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it's...
Is that...
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are. Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
A few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old White Hart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry, we'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, White Hart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind. Anyhow, best be on my way. Good luck to the both of you.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you. Where's Gav?
I hear there's trouble.
You think it's alright to touch him?
Well, don't just stand there gawping.
You'll not find a better price than that.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
See, I am,
Is everything...
Oh, yeah, it's just...
It's good to know there's something...
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but I took it on, you see, after she... And not only is it ready, it's...
Impressive.
I thought this first harvest could go to the... You couldn't take them some, could you?
It'll be nice being the bearer of...
Oh, she always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their... Here you go. Martella. You hear that, Martel? Today's finally the day.
Did you come through the forge today? And you say Sid built this place? Perhaps they're old enough for this.
There was a time I only had eyes for
Ah, yes. I'll stick with Nectar if it's all the same to you. The hunt book, it's where the curse breakers post sightings of just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted. Right. The people of Valisthea are going through the last thing they need is ungodly fiends' terror, and perhaps I... I don't think...
Oh, Clive!
The patrons... Does that mean...
Oh, no, that's still me. It's just Karen has a toll. Black, I still catalogue every item that arrives in... Your benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this. Here you are. Come again. I may have more for you.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look.
Seen enough?
So Mather's all right.
You two look like you could use something to eat.
Martel.
Weren't she the girl from the furrows?
Course she was.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when...
These aren't those apples, are they?
She'd have been proud, and rightly so.
A gift from the backyard.
Blimey, these take me back. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach. He'd nab 'em right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that...
That sounds like the Sid.
Planning on keeping that lot to you? Hang on. I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Kind of be neat. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clyde, tell the lad down in the backyard to...
Well, I've got some money. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get there.
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
And you say Sid built this place? How much water can a flower drink?
Cursebreakers sent their thanks. They were clearly...
They remembered her. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. She put everything into her work. When she died, I named a sapling after her.
And through you.
I didn't do anything.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your...
Of course not. No. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many... Settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
Or... Right, I heard you the first time.
You're a long way from home, aren't you? Fare you well?
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire want...
Don't they just...
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Sheep... You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 140 legion?
We're going hunting for outlaws.
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men.
Run along now, before one of the boys starts to...
You've seen him?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shield. At least I think there was a Black Shield.
Was this the first time?
What do you think? Amber's the arse. If only we were. I might have turned him in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing that...
Don't you go telling these strangers. I speak for the people of this village. You are to leave
May I
I don't know who you are or what breed. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are, some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people, this village will not...
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throat. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother...
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the apodatory, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Enough!
More of my mother's men. Ready, go?
blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. Why then? We owe to dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and...
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield to Brazaria. Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. if the Black Shields have made it this far south. They may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
Come on.
Fly, Ambrosia.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy.
Voice-riddled dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, good enough for
Fuck off!
Hang the chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said,
Where
fuck
were you,
off!
filth?
Back to your style!
Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Be safe.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what... happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
What is it you require? It has been an honor.
Tell us then, Sir Wade.
Nothing fancy. You, sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight...
How small?
Small enough. Now that I have you and Lady J...
But until we arrived, that was your...
Sir Wade.
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
There is but one thing which will putting an end...
And so we shall.
Blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Run like the wind.
Sideways.
Come along now.
The bastards are lucky I didn't.
There they are. On your command, my lord. What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. Ha! You presume that a pair of filthy vagabonds could guard or die for Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
It's over.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
Answer in kind, my lord. More dragons!
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point, that this land is in dire need of cleansing.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him? To me,
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians, and had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying—
I suppose a formal request for an order.
And appearances. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right to guess, my uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him, and means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit.
See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage. In a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me,
They turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others. Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess. I didn't take you for a scholar, Eva.
Oh, this? I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realms. Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? From spit roasts to...
If it's...
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. But you're made of sterner stuff.
Something...
Fantastic!
So?
Chance's stew. It was the only problem is that while the recipe is a beast, no doubt, most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than...
Does the book say anything?
Well, only that the sweet is fine.
Roses. One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something.
How did we never
There are
hear?
new billets being posted every day.
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn, and if I'm honest, he ain't been for... Normally it only takes a couple of drinks. Something's getting him down. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects...
Fine.
Knew you...
But if he doesn't want to talk...
All right, now, He'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. Wait a bit.
I could have sworn we had a few. That monster's taking quite a liking to it.
What's it got to do? August was worried that something I thought you might... I told you not.
Clive just wants to help. Talk to him. Please, mate.
It's not the sort of thing you... Why don't you tell us? Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition... Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of... Made my stuff look like I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And there, you got what you came for.
All right. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Didn't think anything could rattle him.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Something tells me this is only going to go... If he has doubts, it will affect...
I couldn't have...
He said he should have bought that cuirass, assuming you're happy to...
Too bloody right, I...
Glad to hear it. Karen, Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by
and he ain't been himself since he saw...
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it, but it were nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay.
You don't know where we might find...
Like I said, I don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking...
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set...
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted?
Thank you, Karen.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be...
I'll leave the hunting to you. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets.
Good idea.
Typical nobles.
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
There's talk.
At the glass gate.
Ambrosia won't help me here. Let's go.
We're not alone.
All right.
Good day to you.
Ambrosia won't help me here.
The crystals we get from the tailor will...
Let's go. Run like the wind.
We're not alone.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew. You deserve a rest. Look sharp. finished. Is something there, boy? Could that be our man? Are you all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you. Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Monster's taken quite a liking to Lady.
And with a bit of luck. How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough nattering. I've got work to be getting on with.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. Nah, it wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted, I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
Back, are ya? What do you want? No scratches, all right? Should last you a good while. That it? Fine.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other.
Ah, welcome. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods.
Unwanted violets. If you...
What you're looking for, Scorpion used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't, and even if they were...
Do the...
I dare say they do.
Thank you.
Stay sharp. After what the Empire did to Martha.
Don't you go causing any trouble now.
Good girl. Run like the wind. Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against. I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad.
Did you find our mystery inn?
I did indeed.
Marvellous! Let's see.
You wouldn't be wrong.
I present Chance's stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
I'm, not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss. Odin's teeth. What assault on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency, there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to... I'll share this gift. A single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her...
I'm...
Typical nobles.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. All done?